Guys, what's going on? Zach here, GetWrestlingStrength.com, workoutsthatwin.com. Just finished my own training session here, training hard, and that's what I really want to talk to you guys about is, when I see the most successful wrestlers, they don't think of wrestling as this grind. They don't look at the hard work like it's a punishment, and they got their head on straight. So some people think if they just lift or do running or do their calisthenics, they will be a great wrestler. Or they think if they just go to the wrestling club, but they don't really have a dialed in strength and conditioning approach, that they will be champions. So there's a lot of, people being delusional. The coaches are delusional, some of the athletes are delusional. And sometimes I worry that the people who need to watch these videos are not watching these videos. They're doing who knows what, but I could only help so many people. I spoke to my old college professor from about 20 years ago, and he told me a story about, one of the students, finishing up grad school, but didn't go and get the practical experience, didn't go out and, mentor and learn from other strength coaches, and now that student's having a hard time finding a job when they're almost done with their graduate degree. And he said, I can't lose sleep over the people that don't want to do the right things. But unfortunately, I'm not built that way. I run into wrestlers who have losing records, They're like 5-15, 5-20, or, less than 5 wins. And they're like, nah, I can't really get to the wrestling club, or, that gym's too expensive. And, all right, what are you doing on your own? Nothing. And, really, we're going to find out who's going to be the winner by a couple factors. Certainly wrestling skill is going to be critical. Certainly your physical capabilities are going to be critical. Your mindset is going to be critical. Some of you are more genetically gifted than others. But I think when somebody develops that right attitude, develops the right mindset, you compete enough so you learn how to harness your fears, harness your nervous emotions, and turn your fear into strength. You learn how to train the right way for what your body needs. All of a sudden you start putting, 2 and 2 together, and it doesn't just equal 4. 2 and 2 starts, adding up into multiples, and you start learning what it takes, not just what you need, but what it takes. Because there's a lot of people that, they think they're doing all these things that make them great, and then all of a sudden somebody comes out and beats them. It's because they weren't ready. And sometimes those guys at the top, you're winning, you're kind of that big fish in a small pond. You get beat by a guy who doesn't care that you're genetically gifted and doesn't care that you're ranked in the state or you won the states before. He doesn't care. He's going to beat you no matter what. And the reason why he believes so much is because he's done all the right things to allow him to earn that feeling of confidence, of strength, of physical strength, of mental strength. So there are no shortcuts. There are no substitutes. And everybody knows that, right? You all know that. And everybody knows what it takes, but far and few between are ready and willing to do what it takes. So don't think that you're the best. And if you have won it all, then it's even that much more pressure on your shoulders to win it again. And I'm not saying this isn't fun, because to me, there's nothing more fun than kicking ass, training hard. That should be the fun part. So stop avoiding the work, stop looking for the substitutes. And you coaches out there, share these videos with your team, with your wrestlers, so they can hear it from somebody else, because I know they might be hearing it from you and they think, oh, he's preaching again. I'm not going to preach. This video is telling you it's up to you. So if you lose, it's because you earned that loss. The ref didn't rip you off. It's not that the coach doesn't like you. Okay, there's enough resources out there to do all the work you need. There's wrestling clubs everywhere. Can't find a wrestling club? Call up your teammates and say, guys, meet me at the park. We're drilling on the grass. We're doing hill sprints. Everybody who's got weights, bring your weights. Carry them with you. Put them in your book bag. Carry those weights. Do all kinds of calisthenics. Do the sprints. Do the wrestling. You can train yourself into a savage. The resources are online. There's videos of the Russians working out and wrestling. Out on, cement fields, out on the grass. Opportunity is knocking. Will you take it? It's never too late. GetWrestlingStrength.com, WorkoutsThatWin.com. Hit the links below and share this with anybody who needs to hear that message.